A, 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 A. Excuse me, Laura. Excuse me. Can I come in? Oh yes. Certainly, Susie. Come right in. Oh, Laura, have I been interrupting you though? Oh, it's okay, Susie. I was just practicing some of my letters again as part of my homeschooling. Oh, that's good. And were you enjoying yourself? Oh, yeah, it was fun. I was having a good time. I'm excited to see you, though. You seem excited. I don't know, Justice. Do you think Susie seems a little excited? It's funny you should say that, Laura. I am excited. I came over to speak with you about one of our friends. Oh, do we get to see our friends today? Is today isolation day? Is it over? Can we see our friends? Can we hug them? Can we hug them? I'm excited too. Can we hug them? Oh, Laura, I can't wait to hug some of the people I love. I just can't wait. And I'm sad to say it's not over. That's not why I was so excited today. Okay. And all right. How about we figure out then why you're excited, Susie? I'm a little sad about that. Oh, Laura, I'm sad too about that. But in the meantime, we have each other. Well, we can concentrate on that, Laura. And I do love being with you. And one of the things I love being with you about, Laura, is I learn a lot of things. We love to learn together, don't we, Susie? Yeah, and with all of our friends, Rosie, it's nice to see that you're learning with us too, as well, and you too, Jude, and yeah, lots of our friends. Yes, Laura, and why I was excited is we have had one of our friends ask some very interesting and exciting questions about plants. And I was wondering if you and I could work together to try to have a discussion around these questions. Would you help me with that, Laura? I would love to do that. And I just wondering, Caden, are you out there? Are you going to join us? And how about you, Killian, are you there? And okay, Laura, not all the names all at once. Okay, honey, we have to not do all the names every time, darling. I know. I do love to say hello to my friends. I know, sweetheart. Okay, I'm coming right back. Okay, just one moment. We have to gather some things. So, Laura, what we're going to do is just hear the questions first. Does that sound like a good way to start? Okay, so let's hear them. Okay.
And Susie, how do flowers grow, and why do the petals fall off, and why does the stem grow?
Any other questions?
No.
No? Do you want to say hi to Laura?
Hi, Laura.
Okay.
Davy, those were great questions, and I want to say hello to you, Davy. Hello to you from Laura. Okay, so where do we start, Susie? Well, I don't really know where to start. I want to start with this. First of all, Davy, thank you for the questions. Sometimes when we're learning lots of new things, sometimes, and I've been there before, where it's so much that I can't even ask the questions that are in my heart because I don't know how to say them. I don't know how to think them. So it's very, very important that through life that we ask questions. It's so important. And that is why we have been able to go to the moon. That is why we have had certain medicines that have helped so many people. That is why we have a sense of structure and being with one another in society that some people center around an idea of faith and hope. These are the questions that have done these things. So thank you for asking questions. And you know what I liked, Susie, is I had questions, but I didn't know how to ask them. And I wanted to thank Davy for asking some of the questions that were in my mind, but I didn't know how to say them. Yes, exactly, Laura. Exactly. I'm very thankful when people ask questions that I can't ask them. I don't know how to. So this has been good. So, Davy, your first question, what was it now? I think it was, how does the flower grow? Well, Davy, first of all, many questions we have in life, we can't always answer them all right away. It takes generations. And generations is like me being older than you and you being younger than us, and me being older than Laura and Laura being perhaps older than some of her friends. And when we have babies, when we have a baby, we call that the next generation. And so sometimes it takes generations of passing wisdom on and knowledge on for us to answer some of these questions. The one thing to answer your question is, how do these flowers grow? Well, first of all, they start from a seed. We all kind of start from a seed. We start from something that's like an egg, and even plants have eggs. Isn't that fascinating? Laura, do you find that fascinating? Susie, I do. When you told me flowers have eggs, I went, what? Chickens have eggs. Flowers don't have eggs. It's funny, isn't it? So a flower, there's boys and girls with flowers. Did you know that too, Laura? We found that out, didn't we, together? Boys and girls, just like us, everyone. Some are boys and some are girls. Some are boys and some are girls. Yes, yes. And so plants they have boys parts and sometimes male parts and it's female parts, girl parts. It's very interesting. The female part is like a long vase, like a bottle. And inside that bottle part, the vase part, is the eggs. And then who helps with that? Do you remember, Laura? Do you remember us saying what that was? Let's think now. A couple of things. What were they? Let me tell everyone. Look, Susie, let me tell everyone if I could. Well, I would like it if you could. Okay. So what helps us with that, Laura? Well, friends, very, very important things help us with that. One is bats. Bats help us take pollen from one plant to another plant so that we can have more plants. Right, Laura, you're right. Bats are exciting and interesting, aren't they? And lots of other insects do too. And bugs and butterflies, they fly around, and bees. Oh yes, Laura, bees are very important, aren't they? We have to do everything we can to help butterflies and bees so that we can have flowers, plants, and fruit, and food, and vegetables. That is correct. We need all of those things. We need each other, don't we, Laura? Really? We're all connected in one way or another. And so, Davy, what happens is the seed gets into the soil, and then the soil gets its minerals and food, and then it produces your other question. It produces a stem, and the stem comes wiggling on up out of the soil. And when it comes wiggling on up out of the soil, it transports the food from the ground up through the stem to the flower. Isn't that incredible? It's kind of like this, Susie. When we eat food, it goes into our stomach, and then way down in there, right? Yeah, way down in there, Laura. Yeah, and then it transports all those nutrients to our eyes and our hair and our skin, and helps us to grow bigger. Yes, it does, Laura. It does help us to grow bigger. And so that's what the stem does, Davy. And you also asked why is it that the petals fall off? And I think, these questions are so divine. They are so fabulous. Aren't these good questions, Laura? And Davy, it would take us too long of a video to answer them all, but we're going to try to touch on them all, and then we'll learn them more and more as we go along. But, what happens with the petals is there's we are made up of not one cell. We started with one egg and we started with one sperm. And when those two things happen together, then we go from a cell and we make 2 cells. And then we make 3 cells and 4 cells and 6 cells and 8 cells and 10 cells and 12 cells, and it goes on and on and on. And I know Davy can count a lot. Can you count a lot, everyone? Like 1 to 100, then from 100 to 200 to 300, and on and on and on. We have trillions of cells that make up our body, don't we, Laura? We are made up of many, many, many cells. Well, plants are the same way. They're made up of many, many, many cells. And sometimes those cells go into a spontaneous, very quick and sudden activity that causes a separation with their petals. And the reason they do that is so that all the food doesn't go to the petals. Isn't that right, Laura? Isn't that what we read? Yeah, It doesn't, you tell them, Laura. Well, Davy, it's so that it doesn't go all the way to the petals, but it goes to the flowers so that the flowers can make another generation. And then when all the food goes to the flowers, it means we get food too, and we help each other that way. That's true, Laura, and it's very interesting that one generation really helps so much the other generation, isn't it? It's so lovely and good. And sometimes we lose some parts of ourselves, and we lose parts of our community, that when people have to sometimes leave us, and then we take what they teach us in our hearts and in our minds, and we become like the flower. And we feed other people our fruits, and we give our fruits to other people. Isn't that right, Laura? So in some ways, it's very good, friends, that we lose our petals. And in some ways, it's very sad to see them go. And in life, there is some sadness, and there's lots of always good things too, like the fruit and the vegetables in the plant. Yes, and the way we can love each other. I was taught how to love by the people who loved me that have gone forward. And then I teach other people how to love, just like you, right, Laura? I want to be a flower. I want to be a fruit to other people, and I want to teach them how to love and grow, and how to teach their next children in the seeds that they give off to be other flowers and plants and people, how to love and how to care and how to communicate with other people. Yeah, me too, Laura. Me too. It's my biggest thing in life, really. I like learning math. 2 + 2 is 4. That's one of my biggest things, and I like bouncing a ball. Yes, I like those things too, Laura. I do too. And I like coloring and drawing too, right, Jan? Oh, we like fort building, don't we? And I like stepping on puddles that are frozen. Me too, me too, me too. And I like to skip jumping rope. Pretty soon I'm going to skip jumping rope, Susie, and I like to ride my bike. Oh, yes, I like to do those things too, Laura. And part of why we get to do things is because we eat the beautiful fruits and vegetables that are given to us. And we use that energy to give to other people, don't we, Laura? Yes. So, friends, we answered some of Davy's questions today. And if you have questions, please contact Laura and myself, and we will try our best to answer them. And some of the questions we won't have answers to. And Davy, I hope that helps a bit, and we can talk more about this, because it is a really big questions you have for a big developing, beautiful boy. Isn't that right, Laura? Davy is growing and learning and growing and learning, just like me. And just like me too, Laura. Okay, we have to go now, everyone. We love you, and we thank you for your questions, and we hope to have more discussions about more interesting things, don't we, Laura? Bye-bye, everyone. Bye-bye, Laura. Bye-bye, Avon, bye-bye, Avon. I hear you're one of our new friends. Yeah, and bye, Ella and Eva and Ava and Jeremiah and Isaiah and Laura, not all the names all the time, sweetheart, okay? You like to have fun with that one, don't you? Yes, sweetheart, I understand. Let's just say goodbye to everybody. Bye-bye, everybody. Next time. Okay, see you next time.